guys, I am here with my May design team project for Daisy over at Tsunami Rose Designs. This was kind of supposed to be a April-May design team project, but the whole of last month I had no desk, I had no craft space or anything because we was building this nice new studio that I have, and yeah, I just had nothing and nowhere, like nothing at all to use and nowhere to use it, so I'm playing catch up. But yeah, so some of you guys will remember that throughout the month of February and March I did my design team project for Daisy using her New Beginnings kit, and I did this ring bound journal. I've never done a ring bound journal like this before, and oh my gosh, it was so much fun to do. And I did use her New Beginnings kit for that. This is kind of the kit in full size. So I'll just have a quick flick through of this to show you the main pages. I just doubled the pages over. But this project for this month is again using the same kit, but in really teeny tiny miniature. I'm going to make a mini journal. This one will be an actual mini journal. We're going to make a proper cover for it. It's not going to be ring bound like this one. These daisies as well. That was from one of the Faith kits that I got off her last year. Was it last year? Yeah, last year in 2020. But yeah, so I really enjoyed doing this as well. Turn that into a pocket. That was part of the kit. You just cut that I just cut that panel out and put some acetate in there to make it a window pocket. Yeah, I'm still very hard pushed to let this journal go, but it is just kind of sitting on my shelf gathering dust at the moment. Excuse me, but I love doing this one that much. That's why I decided to do it again in miniature. It's been a long time since I did a small book journal. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing this month. And today is Wednesday. Whether you will see this today or not, I do not know, because I'm running late today. I was going to come and film this earlier on this afternoon, well, earlier on this morning. Another one there where I put an acetate window in. I cut the inside of the oval out on the kit page and then put acetate in and turned it into a side loading pocket. But yeah, like I was saying, you may not see this today. It depends how long it takes me to get this bit done and edited and what have you, because my daughter phoned earlier on saying, you know, we've not spent much time together lately, will you please come and spend some time with me and Tatey Pie, and we'll go for a walk with the dog, and I'll treat you to a butty shop. Well, I'll treat you to dinner, which we ended up going to the butty shop. So I was like, yeah, no problem. So I went to my daughter's for a couple of hours when I should have been filming. Again, from Daisy's, one of Daisy's Faith journal kits, but it's not this colour. I actually stained it, tea-stained it with a product called Stains by Patty Pockets. I can never say it properly. Stains by Patty Pockets. Oh wow. And yeah, that's what it did to it. It stained it beautifully, but it brought out the colours in it as well that seeped through on the other side, and it was just beautiful. I love it. Yeah, so there we go. Them are the kit pages in full. I'm showing you in this because I haven't actually got around to cutting them out properly on the mini version yet, which I shall be doing, not on this video, but I shall be doing soon. Put that around too many times. Yeah, so today, like I said, apart from running late with the filming, today is kind of a messy play video session, because I'm going to, like I said, make the cover for this mini journal, but it involves using gesso. So I'm going to get dirty. I cut all the mini FM. I've just printed the same kit again, 2 to a page. Or 2 to a page or 4 to a 2 to a page. And then I've cut round it And I'm going to do like I did with that one. I'm going to back it first, and then I'm not going to cut it this time. The other one I backed it and then I cut it, and then I glued this page kind of onto that page to make it like that. In this book I'm not going to do that because I am going to back it to reinforce it, but then they're just going to get folded in half, and basically that's how big the journal's going to be. Now, so I have all the pages cut in half like that. I haven't done all of them yet. Not sure why they mixed in with those. Why did it, oh, is that what I was going to do? Oh, okay, right, put them back. I've just remembered actually what I was going to do and why they are in there like that. Okay, so that belongs to that. I'm not quite sure about these two. Right, I'm guessing what I was going to do was put them back to back, so that when they opened it in the journal, there will be decorative pages on both sides and then normal pages in between. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick with my original idea. I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest. I have cut the ephemera out. Like I said, I printed, some of these were from the other kit. I printed maybe 2 or 3 to a page. I'm not sure with the ephemera how many I printed to a page because I've cut the sheets out now. But basically I just miniaturised them by printing probably 2 to a page. 2 or 4 to a page. All this is offcuts and excess from when I did the ring bound journal. A pink guest checkbook. There's the rose acetate that I used in the ring bound journal, which is beautiful, and there's a little bit left over, so I may use some in this. And then these are all just offcuts from the pages and bits like that I could use to reinforce them or use as extra pages in this tiny journal. And some ledger paper and stuff. So these will go towards creating small pages too, to go in between the others. Yeah, but like I said, not doing that just yet. But that is the aim for this, and I'm probably not going to film all of it either. What I do need to do though is pop that to one side, precariously balance that over there, fold this in half like so. I can actually just slowly bring it down a bit. You don't need to be that far up now. Okay, so this is pretty much the page size. That's how big it's going to be, because I don't really want to have to cut any off, because then I will lose bits of the page. I don't want to do that. So now I need to build my cover, journal cover, around this. And my intentions were, originally, I'll just move you back up a little bit. Sorry. Yeah, my original intentions were to have a look through a route through my packaging box tub. It's massive now. These are toilet rolls, empty toilet roll tubes that have been flattened. But yeah, my original plan was to have a route through these, and I was going to use, where did it go? I was actually going to use a hay fever tablet box to do the cover, because that's what I used when I did a journal last on the rear. That's what I did to use, that's what I made to use my mini journal last time when I made one. But this is not going to be big enough for these pages, I don't think. These are bigger. Yeah, these are actually bigger than the box. So the last mini journal I made was this size, because I used one of these hay fever tablet boxes. I just cut it straight and what have you. Yeah, so that's actually not going to be big enough. So I need some more cardboard then, don't I? Are these big enough? No, the toilet roll tubes aren't even big enough. I mean, I've got plenty of cardboard, don't get me wrong, no shortages there. So, well, that is pretty much the exact right size, but that's the problem, it's the exact size. I need it to be bigger. See, I keep these parts of packaging as well because they can be used as spines. It looks very much like we're going to have to makeshift one of our own, or maybe not. That's actually perfect. That is actually perfect. But might just be easier to make a new one from scratch. That's not supposed to be in there, that's scrapbooking paper. Okay. That might work. Let's have a look. Where are we at with this? 6 3/4. So the middle is there. So we need to come, if we line that up there with number 3, we need to come 1/4 of an inch that way. So 1, 2, and 1/4 of an inch that way, which then gives me 1/2 inch. Yes, a 1/2 inch spine. Fingers crossed, guys. Me and math do not work. So, I know, I'm sorry I've gone a bit quiet, but when it comes to having to do math and thinking, I can't talk at the same time. Okay, so that's given me 1/2 inch spine, which is more than enough for what I want for this journal. And oh, that's perfect. Look at that. That is perfect. Okay, and we've used a Jerry Lee Dunkers box. So yeah, that is absolutely perfect because the spine is there. Actually, sorry, I can push it down now. Yeah, the first crease of the spine is here, and then the pages going plenty of space there. Yeah, that's perfect when they're in. Yep, that is pretty spot on. Fabulous. Right, well, that saved me having to cut and piece. I hate having to do that. Let's just reinforce them edges, and this is where we need to gesso, because we need to gesso this now, the cover of the box, not the pages. But we shall reinforce those for the spine, and then we need to think about cutting it down as well. So, where's my ruler? Let's get the ruler and measure. About 1/2 inch. I know it is an inch, but if we come down about, if we chop about 1/2 inch off there, yeah. Half an inch won't give us much, will it? Oh, I don't know. It'll give us that and that. That's plenty. What about 1/4 of an inch? No, I'm going to go with 1/2 inch. Okay, so out comes the chopping board. And oh no. Where are we at with this? Oh, first of all, I just want to neaten these edges up. No, I'll do that after. I don't need to do that now, do I? Because I'm going to cut some off. Alright, so 1/4. So it needs to be at there, 4 7/8, I think. That's not even 1/2 inch, that's 1/4 of an inch. So if I put that there, 3/8, right, I can gut a 1/2. This is where me and math don't get along, and seeing as how that's a straight edge, I will flip it over and line that up with that. Worst case scenario, I'll just have to do it again because I have got some more of this. So let's see. Oh yes, perfect. Wow. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take a smidgen off the edges here just to create a straight edge because it's packaging and I've kind of ripped it at an angle, a bit skewiffy. And that is perfect. Yep, I am really happy with that. Any fluffiness will hang out slightly, which is great. It'll kind of hang out the sides like that, which I actually really like in journals. So, fabulous. Right. So, the book page can go back in there. The scoreboard can go back up on the pegboard. When I find my bone folder, what have I done with that? There it is, hiding. Okay, that can go back up there, out the way. The ruler can go back. And then no, we're not going to Mod Podge at all. Let's gesso. So, normally I get out greaseproof paper and what have you, but today I'm not going to do. I'm going to use some brown Amazon packaging paper that I got in a parcel yesterday. Simply because we're using gesso, and then when I've finished I can use the packaging for something else, like gessoed. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be perfectly neat and tidy, but that'll do. There we go. Okay, so have I got one in here? No, I haven't. I was just looking if I had a nail file, which I don't. Yeah. I shall be right back. Okay, I am back. With a replenished brew, and I remembered to bring my acetone up to refill my, well, to stick a bit in with my 3-in-1 glue because it's getting really gloopy and won't come out. But yeah, right, nail file. Just a bog standard emery board nail file, nothing particularly special. And Let me get my bin ready, because this makes it immerse. Oh, sorry guys, I'm a bit disorganised. Like I said, new setup. Although most things are quite easy to get to these at the moment, I've had another little bit of a, not furniture change around, but the supplies change around, so some things are a bit more easier to get to. My bin's under the desk, and it's way back under the desk. Okay, right, it's now right next to me. So, this side I'm not actually going to do anything with, because I really like that. Oh, actually, I'll say I'm going to leave it like that, but my intentions are to, before I do anything, gesso that, so it tones it down so you can't see through it, although what I'm going to use on it, it probably wouldn't matter. And I've just realised I am going to have to cover that, because my intentions for this journal cover was to use these two pieces of wallpaper, front and back. Which one I don't know. I'm probably using this pink one on the inside, which is super cool because it's pink and sparkly. And then this wood grain effect one on the outside, which is gorgeous because it's your usual wood grain effect, but it's got very pale pastel hints of pink in it. So these two go really well together. And of course, with the kit being predominantly pink and purple, I figured that would make a beautiful cover. Obviously we'd have to make a focal point for the journal cover, or maybe not, but we'd have to make something for the journal cover. But yeah, that was my intention, and these are just two pieces of wallpaper samples. They're not full rolls, it was just enough for a sample, because these are the two papers that we was going to use in our living room downstairs when we redecorated a few months back. And I had my heart set on it and everything. It was going to be fantastic. This paper was going to go all the way around the room, 3 walls. This paper here, the wood grain one, was going to go on the main feature wall. And when I went to actually buy the wallpaper, brought it home, paid man, give it the seal of approval, although he weren't really bothered, but he said, yeah, quite nice. And when I went back to buy the paper, I can't remember which one it was now, but they didn't have enough of one of them. They were about 2 rolls short, I think it were, and it was like, oh man. It must have been this paper they were short on, because we only needed 1.5 rolls to do this. And me being impatient, I could have just waited and gone back a couple of days later or the week after or whatever to do it, but it was like, we've put this decorating off for 8 years, let's get it done. So I got very impatient and we ended up with yellow instead. I found some other paper that I liked just as much, and it was yellow, like grey and silver and yellow, well, grey and silver paper with yellow flowers. So that pink didn't get used, but I love them samples. And like I said, my idea is to use them on the cover. But before I do that, it needs gessoing, which actually using wallpaper, it probably doesn't, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay, so because this is packaging cardboard, and it's quite, well, it's not exactly glossy, but it's not particularly matte either. We're going to use the nail file just to scrape over the top of it, which roughs it up, gives the gesso something to grip and stick to. This is where you've got to be careful, because sometimes it involves, well, sometimes it not involves, yeah, words are failing me. Sometimes it ends up, because we're doing it along these joins, sometimes it can end up ripping right the way through, but we'll reinforce. Can't speak, my brain's gone. It doesn't have to be over the top or anything like that. You don't have to sand it within an inch of its life or anything. You just need to give it a bit of grit, or teeth, as some crafters refer to it as. Like I said, just a bit of a rough surface for the gesso to adhere to more easily. Yeah, we'll cover the inside, I suppose. Although I like that. I mean, that would be alright for a journaling card, I guess. But yeah, we'll cover the inside. Now, this isn't very thick. And adding wallpaper to it isn't going to make it very thick either. So we are going to reinforce the spine with some calico material. So this is kind of a bit of an I have seen it done before. I can't even remember where, because quite a few people have done it. But yeah, like, I've seen it done before, but it's a bit of an experiment for me. I've never done it. Well, I have reinforced the spines with material before, but I'm going to put a little, I'm actually going to put some material on before I put the wallpaper on, and then we're going to put some more over the top. I'm going to like really reinforce it. And because I'm doing that, we'll just give it a bit of a sand on the inside as well. Although that is quite rough, we'll just rough it up a bit more. It doesn't matter that it's discolouring it, that's just the images off the front coming through. But actually that makes a really cool design. Kind of can't see where I've been unless it's got some of this greeny on it, so that's quite useful. And actually it's giving it quite a good effect. I hope you can see. I don't know whether you're focused properly or not, but yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to fold that over, because that's now full of grit and all sorts. I've got a damp cloth here to wipe my hands on, and then I've got a dry one here. I'm just going to wipe all the excess off this. I mean, if you've got sandpaper, you could do the same thing, but you know, a nail file does just the same. And yeah, that's a little bit weaker now because I've just sanded it, so it's a little bit weaker than it was. So we're going to just reinforce. Yeah, that feels fine now. Right, so let me move some stuff over here to get to my material scraps. Which one is it? It's going to be this one. It would be the one right down at the bottom, wouldn't it? There we go. Oh, I could use some cheesecloth as well. Got some cheesecloth there. I could add some of that. Now let's see. Right, this isn't calico, this is cotton, but that would do the same. I don't think I have any calico in here actually. No, I don't. But that would do for the inside to begin with. Yeah, that's plenty for the inside. Oh, there's loads of that. Could use that. What about this? No. Yep, this will do for the time being. like just for the inside bit. Yep, so want enough to cover. We don't want too much, but we want enough to cover it. So, because you're not going to see this anyway, it's going to be underneath the wallpaper. But that will just give it some strength on the inside. Is this mixed? Yep. Okay, is it going to come out any easier? That's the excess acetone coming through. Should have had a lolly stick really to be able to stir it up. But it has mixed, so that's good. It's on its way, it's coming. Come on. There we go. It's coming now. There we go. Oh, so much better. Okay, and I'm going to take one of these and just smush it out a little bit. And should have done the other side first. That were a bit daft. I wanted it to join in the middle. Right, we'll do it this way then. Okay. Bomb folder. At this particular stage, it doesn't matter if the glue is going to seep through. It's going to go underneath the wallpaper. You're not going to see it. Shut up. Just scrap of paper for that to seep out onto. Now it's got acetone in it, it's bubbling. Okay. Well, I didn't get that straight at all, did I? Never mind. Pull it taut, but not really tight. Over that side. That needs a bit more on it now because it's drying out. I am no expert at this, guys, so I'm just kind of winging it. Okay. Now let's just overlap the material a little bit. Like that. Awesome. Okay. And then cut that off. Cool. And then reinforce them folds again. Cool. Can you see already? It's a lot stronger already compared to what it were before we put it on. I'm not going to reinforce this because the wallpaper will help with that. Yeah, and this is misbehaving now, but we can put the pin back in now. Right. I'm going to do this after, I think. I just kind of want a bit of this poking out of the top, but we'll do that later. Right, so now we need to do the outside of the journal. So we're going to use this. Yes, I'm going to use this wallpaper. And I'm just going to turn it. I'm really not bothered about it being straight or anything, so it's just going to get thrown in my scraps anyway. Now I want to have a look now and see which part of this design I want as the front. Obviously it's going to fold, so do I want that bit or that bit? Turn it around and maybe have that bit there. I don't know, I kind of like this side here. I kind of like this grungy bit. I think we'll go that way between those. So now I need a pencil, which is behind me. I'm just roughly eyeballing this. I'm actually kind of using this line here, lining it up with the centre-ish of the spine. Okay, and then I'm going to use my ruler and come up that way. Come out that way. Again, I'm just eyeballing this, guys. Thankfully, with it being wood grain, there's lines on the paper, so I can kind of follow those lines. And yes, we want the front cover to be bigger, because then it wraps around to the back. You'll see what I mean in a minute. I cannot draw a straight line for a toffee, even with a ruler, goodness me. Okay, so let's cut that out. Okay, done. Throw them over there. Perfect. Now, what did we say? We wanted it that way, didn't we? Somewhat like that. It's a little bit longer at this edge. So we'll just cut a bit of that off. That's better. then we want, I'm going to score quarter of an inch, I think, all the way around. No, whatever. Right, so I want this to be the front bit. So I'm going to flip it that way and then we're going to glue it. Simples. Okay, so back out with the art glitter, not art glitter glue at all. 3 in 1 and glue. And I've just thought, actually, I'm not even going to bother about being really precise on the edges because I've just decided I'm going to sew around it. So kind of going up to the edge but leaving a bit of a gap. And I will have to wait for this to dry thoroughly before I go through it with the sewing machine. My sewing machine doesn't like glue. Plenty on the material to make it stick. And yeah, there we go. So we want, it doesn't matter which way, get that roughly centre. It doesn't really matter if it's off a bit, but yeah, just roughly in the centre. Give it a good smooth out. Well, it doesn't matter about that bit, it's going to be folded over anyway. Okay, I think we're good. And then I'm going to actually swap over to my small scissors now. Okay, so now we're going to just come in here, miter those corners a little bit, like so. Like so. And then I'm going to fold like so. I use the cardboard to do this now, so I line it up on there and then fold it over that way rather than trying to do it myself. You get a much neater fold doing it that way, I find. Like so. There we go, and then we fold those in and glue. You get some nice corners. Glue right down along there and then across here. And again, I fold over, do that, and then burnish down. Just tuck that corner in. Not that it matters, I'm not looking for perfection. This one, glue right down that side there, and then here. Again, I'm not bothered if it goes right to the edge because I'm going to sew around it and then burnish. And do this little bit. And fold and burnish. Just reinforce that fold a little bit more, and then again down there, and then along here. This is not a tutorial, guys. Some of you might be finding it useful as a tutorial, but it's not. This is just a work in progress craft with me video. And like I said, there are many ways to do this. Probably many ways a lot easier than what I'm doing, but yeah. And I'm just gently going to remind it where those folds are, spine wise. Oh, I love that. That is cool. And that has now added quite some substantial strength to that. I should really wait for the glue to dry before doing this, but I'm going to put them in now. Just kind of remind it that's where they're supposed to be. Cool, I love it. Like I said, it's only got a dinky spine because it's only going to be a dinky book. Okay, and then pink. I think I'm going to just cut that off because it's just excess. It doesn't need it. And all it's doing is making the journal a bit bulky on that edge. So there we go. You're not going to see this anyway, so it doesn't matter in the slightest. But yeah, so awesome. Get rid of that bit. There we go. It's going to be a little lumpy under there when we put the inside paper in, but it doesn't matter. Not a problem. Right, so now pink paper. And again, I'm just going to tear a chunk off. I'm not measuring or anything. Okay. So let's measure the book. Wrong ruler. Let's measure the journal. So it is 6. Call it 6.5. So, well, we can if we cut. It's more than 6.5. It's just under 6 3/4. So if we cut the pink paper to 6.5, it'll fit on there perfectly by 4.5. So we need it 4.5 minus 2. Yeah, I know, like that makes sense to any of you. But it does to me. This is not going to be big enough, is it? Nope. I need the big one. First of all, we need a straight edge. And then we need 6.5. Okay, we need a straight edge down here. Let's cut this off. Yeah, straight edge at the top, straight edge there. I don't know if this is going to make some awesome scraps. Right, so now we have 6.5 by 4.5 minus 2, so there. I have no idea what that is in 8s, 3/8, whatever's. Oh gosh, perfect. My maths is on form today. By the time that glues in, I'll fold, so I'm just going to take a tiny little bit more off that. So we are at 6.5, did I say? So let's go to 2 before. Yes, that's more like it. Yeah, okay. So there's way too much technological stuff in this video for my liking. But yeah, anyway, we're now going to stick that in there, and then we're going to leave it be because it needs to thoroughly dry before I can fold it, like refold it again and then sew around it. But in theory I want that to be the front, but once it's done, this is what the front of the journal's the cover is going to be. Got that bit down the spine. Actually, that worked really well to say I couldn't tell where that were once I flipped it over. Well, that's going to be the front of the journal cover, that's going to be the inside, and that's going to be the back. I love that. In fact, that's pretty smart, that there. Pretty nice there as a front cover, but I like this. I like the spotted grungy bit. But yeah, so, although I do like that because it's got pink in it. Although I'm probably going to cover, I don't know yet, but it doesn't matter until we come to actually do that. And seeing as I've reinforced it in the middle there, I probably won't reinforce it with material again after. What I probably will do is just sew through it and then maybe add some lace or something, some thin lace or something to the edge of the spine. Maybe wrap over. Oh, I don't know, I might actually do, yeah, I might actually add a little bit of calico, but not thick, so that it does just come over the edge like that. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. Although I like that. I don't know. We will see when that time comes. But yeah, so I'm actually going to just kind of love you and leave you here, guys, because all I'm going to do now is just glue this page in. So, you know, it's not rocket science. But yeah, but the whole thing now, I mean, look how secure that is now with the material in there as well. Yeah, perfect. And like I said, I'm going to glue that in there like that. Then I'll leave it overnight to dry, and then tomorrow when it is dry I will sew around it. I'll probably sew around it twice maybe, or I might just see if I can get a zigzag in there to go along both. Excuse me, both. But yeah, so I love that sparkle. That is cool. Bearing in mind you're not going to see the whole sparkle anyway, because oh, can't remember, I've put them now. By the time we've got the pages in there, and we'll put a pocket on there no doubt anyway. But yeah, so there we go, guys. My May design team project for Daisy Collins at Tsunami Rose Designs is underway. And yeah, so I have no idea. I am not making promises as to whether I will be back for the full process, or whether I'll just do a random one here and there, or whether I'll just wait and bring you along at the end. because I have quite a lot going on at the moment, and home life wise, and yeah, so, but, oh, Taylor's home. But yeah, so either way, whatever happens, I will definitely come back at the very end for a flip through, a final flip through, but hopefully I will bring you along for like the sewing bit and things like that. I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, I have a lot going on at the moment, so yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Yeah, I'm just zooming you in, and then I can take a thumbnail picture for the thumbnail. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching, guys. Thanks for putting up with me rambling through this video, because I was just kind of winging it and didn't really know. Well, I knew what I was doing, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Oh no, not put the lid on that because I need to glue in. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.